This is a true picture. It's the, I don't know how to say it, the Choloterra Bridge in Honduras. Yeah, what she said. Hurricane Mitch went through there in 1998. The roads of the bridge were washed away and the river moved. So in other words, they built this beautiful bridge. You can go online and look at the pictures of it when they built it. It's a gorgeous bridge in this really, really active city. And spent a lot of money on it, built a beautiful bridge. The river is obviously under the bridge. But something happened, and the river moved. The river moved. See, the moral of the story is what we used to do won't work when the river moves. You could try your old devotional, and it's full of good truth. But if you're just in this rote thing and you just always did it this way, and this was the only way you ever worshiped, and this was the only way you ever saw God, and this was the only way you ever were taught, and this was the only way that you ever allowed yourself to learn, and et cetera, you can be just stuck right there. Because the river moves, man. It's moving. Can you see it? Can you see it? And the interesting thing is, the designers of this bridge, they were trying to get a plan. They'd spent a lot of money on the bridge. So these designers and architects and everything, they actually they came up with a plan to actually move the river to be back under the bridge. I'm serious. They thought it better than to design a plan to extend the bridge over the river. And that's what the church does often. We try to move God under our structure. We say, this is the way we like to do it. This is how we worship. This is how long our service is. This is how, and I like decent and in order, I do. But I just want to be decent in God's order, that's all. And there's a river moving, and when God's moving, instead of saying the river moved, I got to move, we say, oh no, let's move the river to fit our plan. And you're going to be really frustrated being in a church that is always trying to do this. So what we say is, hey, let's jump on in. It's moving. I know. And I know storms, man, they stink sometimes. I mean, a hurricane, who wants to go through that? But the result of oftentimes the result of these storms of our life is that God is showing us something He's moving differently in, and we have the choice to stay under that bridge or to go ahead and recognize that things aren't like they used to be. Let me show you what the Bible says. Isaiah 43. This is what God says. The God who builds a road through the ocean, who carves the path through the pounding waves. The God who summons horses and chariots and armies. They lie down and they can't get up. They snuffed out like so many candles. So he's just describing himself here. But here's the message. The next verse is the message, right? This is what God says. Forget about what's happened. Forget about it. Don't keep going over old history. But in my old church, this is why they did it. I got so hurt, and then they did the Be alert. Be present. I'm about to do something brand new. It's bursting out. Don't you see it? It's moving, in other words. Don't you see it? It's bursting out. Be alert, be present. Don't you see it? Ready? There it is. I'm making a road through the desert, rivers in the Badlands. Don't you see it? God's making a river. Don't you see it? Don't you see the Euphrates coming and it's breaking through? Don't you see it? And some of you in your life, you're like swimming in a giant fish tank. Your Christian walk, and it all looks good, and you got little coves, and you can hang out there, and it's colorful, and it's nice, and all this, and you can see the ocean out there, or you can see the future out there, and you just keep trying to swim for it, and bam, you smack right into the glass of that tank, and you realize you're just stuck in a tank. You can look out through the glass, and it looks so much better, but you can never get there. And I'm telling you, you're right, you can't get there. But when the river of God comes for breakthrough, when you jump in Euphrates, And Euphrates says, I'm the God who can go through bronze doors. You don't think I can go through your glass fish tank? I'm the God who can go through bronze doors. You just got to jump in the river, the Euphrates, and the breakthrough happens, and boom, boom, say boom. There it is. No, that's not even boom anyway. It's just fit,